This is the new Pagani Huayra R Evo Roadster, and I've come to the Spa Formula 1 circuit here in Belgium for an exclusive, invite-only customer track day. I'm going to speak to the man himself about the idea behind these cars. I'm going to get to do exactly what buyers of this very car will do on these exclusive track events. I'll also show you some of the training that Pagani makes its customers go through to make sure they don't have any kind of accidents on track. I'm going to get to drive the car flat out on track and find out more about its engineering secrets. I'm also going to let you hear exactly what this car sounds like unmuffled. I'm Matt Watson, and you're watching Car Wow. Yes, just a normal, regular day. I've been to Spa before and driven around in some cool cars, but nothing could prepare me for this. Looking at all the Huayra Rs being worked on, I could sense this day was going to be in a different league. As you can probably tell from my face, it was a bit overwhelming. These cars aren't just stripped out Huayras with big wings, they're completely bespoke track cars that share almost nothing with the Huayra road car. Even the chassis and engines are totally unique. And then I saw the car I'd be driving, the new Huayra R Evo Roadster. Amazingly, this car is even more extreme than the normal Huayra R. One reason is obvious, it's a roadster, but that's just the tip of the iceberg, as I found out when I spoke to Pagani's Chief Technical Officer, Francesco Perini.
So we had to basically reinvent the car, thinking from the chassis and thinking about the experience that the customer should have been compared to the Huayra R. We got inspired also by the Le Mans races on the past, where also the driver were more exposed to the elements. So we immediately thought, why don't we make it with an open top? Why don't we make the driver more connected to the environment, and we enhance all the other characteristics of the car to make it unique.
It also exposes you to the sound of that incredible V12 engine, which I'll find out more about very soon. But the Huayra R Evo isn't just about shock and awe. Pagani has partnered with AMG's motorsport division, HWA, to do something pretty incredible with this car.
The experience together with them allowed us to embed some knowledge related to the motorsport, which is not specifically our background, and make sure that we could comply the car with FIA safety standards for the Le Mans hypercars category. So we were setting the reference very high because we wanted to make sure that there was no compromise in terms of safety.
This car won't actually race against Le Mans hypercars, but Pagani chose to adhere to these requirements to ensure the Huayra R Evo Roadster is one of the safest track cars on the planet. But what effect has this had on the interior? Is very luxurious for a racing car, isn't it? That kind of comes across a little bit from the bespoke feel of your road cars, and you are experiencing it doesn't feel too alien. Like if I was a customer and I had a Huayra, I wouldn't feel this is too alien.
Well, this is a specific Pagani development because the HWA was involved in the analysis of the safety requirement, allowing us to, let's say, feed our design and our engineering with the right information coming from FIA, and also testing, because we wanted to also certify the cage and all the safety equipment of the car with proper testing. So we crash test the front, we crash test the cage, front, rear. We did a lot of tests to validate that aspect. But you're right, the chassis is a bespoke design and development for the Revo, starting from the center member, which is an additional thing in order to make sure that due to the aerodynamic behavior of the car and the central part of the air intake, which is going through, you see all the chassis.
Yeah. Over your head.
Over your head, we have basically, in order to achieve the same stiffness of the chassis, we have to revise all the steel member which are embedded into the carbon fiber shell, and the central pillar was an additional element, a new thing that gave us the possibility to achieve exactly the same rigidity that was part of the original design.
So essentially, because you've taken the roof off, because you've added more power, and because you've added more downforce, you've had to re-engineer this chassis. And people might think it's a version of the normal Huayra road car chassis. It's completely different, isn't it?
It's
Apart from, I understand two things.
side mirrors.
And the name. That's the name, and that's it. So let's talk about the aero, because this car is longer than the previous Huayra R, and like you say, there's an increase in downforce to what is it, 1,400 kilograms or something now?
Well, the car itself weighs 1,050 kilograms,
Yeah.
and the downforce, if you consider like 320 kilometers per hour, the downforce exceeds the weight of the car.
So you could drive upside down in the tunnel.
Basically, yes.
Yeah. Hopefully I wouldn't finish the day upside down, but then I noticed something else about this car that's completely different from anything I've ever driven before. So obviously you're on slick tyres today because we've got good weather. I'm going to be driving this later. I've never driven on slicks, so I'm really looking forward to this. It's going to be an incredible experience. And coming back to just the aero, I noticed when I look at the previous Huayra R, which we have quite a few over there, it's longer. You've got an extended front splitter down here. This is part of the increase in aerodynamics, and at the rear it's slightly longer as well, isn't it?
The total length is 30 centimeters more, so we have approximately 10 on the front and 20 at the back. Horatio himself is very fascinated by the old Codalunga style, the long tail design coming from the 70s in the Le Mans cars. He's very passionate about the Porsche 917.
Yes.
So Codalunga design has a massive advantage when it comes to the aerodynamics and the aero loads, because increasing the length of the car, you are naturally giving more surface to apply the force. So it is very, very helpful, but on the other hand, nice one. On the other hand, we had to make sure that all this downforce and this increase in performance was not depending too much on the flat bottom.
Now we're already hearing some cars going out on track, and they're very loud, because I understand that you guys have got 2 of the 4 days allowed at Spa where there's no noise restrictions. So this exhaust here has no muffler on it, does it?
No muffler at all.
I'm so looking forward to hearing this thing start up. To give you an idea of how loud this car is, Spa usually has a noise limit of 107 decibels, but the Huayra R Evo Roadster makes 140 decibels. That's as loud as a gunshot or a jet taking off. So being able to experience the full volume of this car is a rare treat. But what happens if you want to drive it at a normal track event? Well, Pagani learnt its lesson from the famously noisy Zonda R, which was so loud it was banned from almost every racetrack. To make sure that doesn't happen to the Huayra R Evo Roadster, you can fit a set of mufflers that meet the noise limits at some other track events. But there's no need for them today though, and Pagani weren't the only ones taking advantage of the lack of noise limits. Curbstone Events was running an amazing track day with some truly insane cars. Look at that! It's just nuts! It's worth just coming to look at all the cars. There were classic Group C cars such as this Nissan R90 CK and some GT1 cars from the 2000s, including a Celine S7R and this Maserati MC12. After watching these cars for a few minutes, I heard the unmistakable noise of some Paganis starting up, so I quickly ran back to the pit garage. HWA didn't just help Pagani with the Huayra R Evo chassis, they've also been developing engines for Pagani since the iconic Zonda R. And Tobias Pfeiffer, who's head of HWA's Pagani team, explained what makes these V12s so special. So this is the original Huayra R. Can you tell me a bit about this engine?
This engine is a complete bespoke engine for Pagani. It's completely from scratch. Let's say it's a V12. In this configuration it has 850 horsepower and 750 Newton meters. It's a naturally aspired engine, no turbo, no hybrid, no electric. Also the barrels are made for that you have a quite fast response. Same for the gearbox. This part is also developed from us just for this car.
Because you did the engine and the gearbox as a
Engine
power
and the gearbox.
unit.
Exactly, so the complete powertrain was made to fit directly in this car.
Now we come to the new car,
Yep.
and here we have more power, more torque. So what have you taken it up to?
This engine now has 900 The red line is at 9.2. The main difference are the drum pad lengths are shorter to reach the higher peak power, different camshaft profiles, and a complete new calibration of the engine.
Well, thank you very much for the explanation. I'm sure I will. I'm sure I will.
This constant motorsport-inspired development goes a little way to explaining why the Pagani Huayra R Evo Roadster costs around £3 million. So it was crucial I didn't make any mistakes on track, or this could turn into a very expensive day out. This meant I had to go through some very specialised training, just like a real Pagani customer.
ABS, TC, neutral.
Yeah.
This button on the car is radio. Push the brake, first gear. Okay, we can go. We have the tires cold.
Okay.
The car on the simulator we have a little bit on the steering. Use the one.
Driving this makes me feel a bit nauseous.
In first gear. Use the steering. It's first gear. First gear.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Okay, open. Second, 3. We go near the wall. 5. And brake. 4 gear. No.
He died.
I destroyed the car.
Yeah, sorry, I'm probably myself.
1 million damage.
So you're coming in the car with me.
Yeah.
So that didn't go great, but after a few more laps I started to get the hang of it. However, I felt like I was just making myself and my coach even more nervous about driving the real thing.
Don't touch the curbs on the left.
Don't touch
brake,
what?
don't touch. No, in third
Oh
gear.
no, it's going to happen.
You touch the wall. Less steering on the car, on the real car, okay?
Thank you very much.
Take you, mate.
Hopefully I've not frightened you too much. You'll be like, oh crap, I've got to go out in the car with him.
But before that, I sat down for a chat with Horatio Pagani's son, Christopher, to find out why they organise these exclusive Arte in Pista track days.
I think everybody dreams of being like an F1 driver. It's a place where you can really express yourself by working on your performance. We try not to compete with each other, very relaxed, and it's probably the passion that keeps us together.
There was an ex-Formula 1 driver, didn't you have yesterday?
Yes.
And isn't there a chap today that has never ever in his life driven on track before, and his first experience is in this car on slicks at Spa.
Oh, yeah. It's true. Here there is really no pressure.
That's easy for him to say. I was still feeling incredibly nervous because I was about to drive the Huayra R Evo before any Pagani customers. In fact, I was one of only 4 people outside of Pagani's inner circle to get behind the wheel. And unlike the customers, I wouldn't have hours of training to get used to the car.
So over the course of the 2 days, you can build up your speed, you can build up your confidence. We have about 8 to 10 hours of track time, and we organize everything for them.
Pagani can even do bespoke events for individual owners if you'd rather have a private session.
It's called the Arte in Pista On Demand. We prepare a package just for 1, 2, or we try to create the special moment for them.
But my day was already going to be pretty blooming special because now it was time to go for my first drive in the Pagani Huayra R Evo Roadster. Talk about pressure.
We're on.
Okay, for the start, push the brake. You go, Matt. Can you hear me, okay?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Do I need to press pit? Feels quite wide actually.
You like the car?
I'm a little bit nervous at the moment.
No, I don't hear you. I'm sorry.
Okay, well I can hear you, which is the main thing.
Okay, Matt. You can go. Stay here. Okay, 3 and 2. Stay in second, near the curb. 1 moment, near the curbs on the left. On the right, please. No. Okay. Now we can go the right. Open the steering on left. We can go. Here. Okay. On the right, close near the curves. Close. Stay close. Very well. On the left, we stay second. Open the steering. We can go. Third gear. Attention, open the steering so gently, stay open. We have the dashboard. 3 seconds. Okay, close. Okay, stay on left. 3. We stay on the track, remember?
Yeah, I don't like the sim.
Oh no, it's going to happen.
That's the one. Oh, the engine is amazing.
5. Close 4 here, very well. Go first here. Stay first. Very well, very well. One moment. Attention for the spin,
Yeah.
We can go.
I love the engine. It's amazing.
One moment. Turn so gently. Brake. Forward. One moment, please. On the left. Follow. Okay, you can go.
Yes, it feels so stable, isn't it? Wow. What a car. And the response of the steering is incredible.
Oh, second gear. Okay, so gently near the curve. Now on left, one moment. Now we open, on left, on the right. Very well. Go.
It feels so natural, like connected to the brain.
Now we stay close, remember.
Hold, wait.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Go.
I love it.
Straight, go in front, and then close. Very well. Now we open so gently, close, and we open again, so progressive, Forward. Don't touch the curves, one moment, don't touch. Follow the left. Okay? Very well. Now we follow.
Don't go off.
Be okay?
Yeah,
So
good.
gently you go.
Oh, this is such a good car. What a feeling.
Five. Attention, Brake, 4. Very well. We can go. Back. And brake, 1. Stay on the brake. Very well. When you brake, you stay on the track, remember. Go. Brake, 4. Touch. One moment. Okay, we follow the left, we open on the right, on the left again, one moment.
Early there.
Now we have the tires hot, no problem. What do you think, Matt?
I love this! Was I better in the car than on the simulator? Thank God! Thank you for sitting with me. Thank you. You're very brave of you. What an experience! What a ride! What a punch! I loved it. Ah, the engine! And then the chassis tells you so much, like the steering, so much feel. It's got loads of traction, hasn't it? Do you know what? I could do another session, but definitely I need to just sit, relax, and probably go see the physio.
That was incredibly physical, but Pagani has thought about this because every Arte in Pista event includes the sort of nutrition and recovery therapy that top drivers get after a genuine race session. After all, you don't want to get cramp in your right leg halfway up Eau Rouge, do you?
I think I deserve a little bit of pampering because it's been a sort of tough day.
That's probably fine.
I want to continue.
Yeah, I bet you do. Well, you've got to go back.
But that's not all. You also get a dedicated race engineer who'll analyse your lap data just like an F1 team. However, before I find out if I was any good, I wanted to go for a passenger lap with Pagani's test driver, Andrea.
Here we go. Let's see how it's actually supposed to be done.
Unfortunately, Andrea's session was cut short by a red flag. Thankfully though, he did get the chance to push the car, and blimey, it was incredibly quick. Obviously, Andrea is a professional driver and has driven countless laps of Spa, and he's done 10,000 kilometres developing the Huayra R Evo Roadster. But I still wanted to see how his times compared to mine. I think I'm about to be humiliated.
This is your best lap time, 2:35.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Andreas, 2:12.
Oh dear.
You can see in racing we use as macros channel speed because it tells you everything about the lap. You can see the big gap of speed is in the Eau Rouge, the first one big gap.
What's the differential?
50 kilometers per hour.
5-0.
5-0, yeah. For the actuation of the pedals, you did pretty good. You stayed flat out through the whole camera straight, which is not common. I mean,
I'm good at going fast in a straight line.
Yeah,
I'm well trained at that.
The max speed you reached is 292 kilometers per hour.
It's okay.
Andreas is 303.
Because he's just coming out of Eau Rouge so much quicker.
Yeah, exactly. Everything is a bit shifted down in terms of speed,
Yeah.
but generally everything at the right place.
The most important thing, the car is in one piece. What's the braking like?
I'm impressed. Generally,
I'm better at stopping than going.
no. Also at going, you are not bad, but no, I'm generally impressed. Those are very good braking graphs.
Sam, you've taught me well about brake application. We need to work on my throttle.
And I heard you before that you haven't driven slicks before.
Never.
It's the first time, so this is impressive.
Thank you very much for that, Eduardo. I really appreciate it. Maybe I'll get to come back another day and see if I can improve my lap time. It was becoming obvious how much detail Pagani puts into the Arte in Pista events. Every aspect of the day is meticulously thought out to make you feel like a proper racing driver, even if, like me, you're not one. And it reminded me of the fastidious way in which Pagani designs and develops its cars. So I sat down with the man himself, Horatio Pagani, to find out how he balances elaborate design with the science of building a modern hypercar. Horatio, thank you very much for inviting me on this event and let me drive your car. A question I have for you is, Pagani's famous for elaborate design, more so I think than any other hypercar manufacturer with performance. How do you balance that in a car such as the R Evo Roadster?
Sono macchine fatte senza compromesso, dai migliori materiali possibili. Questo motore V12 creato specificamente per la macchina, penso nelle macchine da corsa ci sono troppi compromessi dal punto di vista aerodinamici. A un certo punto abbiamo fatto delle modifiche per andare verso la bellezza e incredibilmente queste cose che a noi risultavano più belle, alla fine erano quelle che mancavano per far funzionare la macchina meglio aerodinamicamente. E il nostro cliente è un cliente che ci ha spinto sempre di più a fare questo. Quando viene a vedere come noi facciamo la macchina, lui vede ogni singolo componente.
Other hypercar manufacturers are looking at hybridization and some form of electrification. What is your thoughts on that?
Quando parlavamo con i clienti per vedere se erano interessati a comprare questa versione elettrica della C10, ci hanno sempre detto di no. Forse al mondo ancora non è pronto per questo, magari in futuro lo sarà. Ci sono dei progetti molto interessanti di hypercar elettriche dove c'è stato veramente un grande sforzo, anche macchine molto belle, perché non so, la Lotus elettrica è molto bella, Rimac, la Pininfarina, cioè tutti i progetti, devo dire, studiati, macchine molto performanti, e il mercato probabilmente ancora non è pronto, forse non è maturo, ci vorrà un po' di tempo per arrivare a questo, perché, ripeto, quei tre progetti sono tre progetti molto interessanti.
I have one last question for you. Your cars make your customers happy. What car from another manufacturer makes you the most happy?
A me personalmente forse il sogno del bambino è una macchina da corsa, che è la Porsche 917, e quella è forse a me quella che mi emoziona di più, ecco.
Listen, thank you very much for your time and for inviting me on this event.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.